Hello ladies and gentlemen, the Burundi National Television. Welcome to the English News Edition Top Stories. The head of state Evariste Ndayishimiye has returned from his trip to the United States of America, where he had responded to the invitation of his counterpart Donald Trump for the signing of a peace agreement between the DRC and Rwanda. And combining efforts is essential to eradicate online violence against women and girls. This was highlighted during Nawenen's meeting on gender-based violence organized by the Ministry of Justice, Human Rights and Gender for local leaders and officials from various sectors in Butanyerera and the Buhumuza provinces. Welcome, dear viewer, to details now. Muchakson Lakose. The head of state Evariste Ndayishimiye has returned from his trip to the United States of America, where he had responded to the invitation of his counterpart Donald Trump for the signing of a peace agreement between the DRC and Rwanda. On this occasion, President Evariste Ndayishimiye had a talk at the U.S. State Department with the Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landu. They discussed the future cooperation prospects between the USA and Burundi, as well as the prevailing situation in the region. While still in the United States, President Evariste Ndayishimiye had a meeting with American investors and business leaders from companies interested in bringing the investment to Burundi. We owe this information from Gilene Gatoni. She is the spokesperson for the Burundian head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye. And the First Lady of Burundi, Angeline Ndayishimiye, organized a physical fitness session this Saturday as a part of the series of ongoing activities aimed at encouraging citizens to take care of their health through regular sports activities. She called on city residents and other Burundians to engage in physical activity as a way to protect themselves and prevent illness before it occurs. Marius Muhigwe.
By the First Lady of the country, the work began in Mutangasid neighborhood, heading towards Solorezo Road, at the front where authorities followed by citizens accompanied the march with lively dances. Upon arrival at the place known as Unity of Burundian Square, Burundi First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye made a call to all segments of the population, especially to nuns in congregations, to follow the footprints. The event ended with the scratching exercises, each participant doing according to his own ability. As you are informed in headlines, combining efforts is essential to eradicate online violence against women and girls. This was highlighted during a women's meeting on gender-based violence organized by the Ministry of Justice, Human Rights and Gender for local leaders and officials from various sectors in Butanyerera and the Buhumuza province. Evariste Nyonguru has more.
Exchange of experiences on violence against women and girls, particularly digital violence. The main objective of the capacity building workshop organized for administrative leaders and the heads of associations in Butanyerera province was to foster experience sharing on violence against women and girls, with a particularly focus on digital violence. These discussions highlighted that gender-based violence takes many forms: non-consensual sexual relations, physical and psychological abuse, and the prevention of access to economic and social rights. Through the presentations, participants acknowledged that digital violence is indeed a tangible reality in their communities. They pointed out that social media, when misused, can become a vehicle for serious abuse, punishable by law. A similar workshop was held in the Ruyigi Canyon in the province of Buhumuza, delivering the same core message, raising awareness about digital violence targeting women and girls. The active involvement of every individual was emphasized as essential in eradicating such violence. It was underlined that this fight concerns us all, both individually and collectively. Moreover, family education was identified as a fundamental lever. A well-raised child, aware of what is right and wrong, grows into an adult who respects others' rights and contributes positively to the society. Participants preach to raise the knowledge and insights gained from the workshops within their respective communities to amplify awareness. This initiative is part of the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign.
Let's now visit Gitega province. The parade runs this Friday in Gitega, the 4th edition of its annual competition aimed at selecting the best youth-led projects across the country. 5 projects per province will receive funding to support the economic empowerment of Burundian youth. Director Desire Manirakiza emphasized that the initiative aligns with the vision of Burundi that is imagined and developed. Evariste Nyongulu once more.
During this competition organized by the PIAT, young people whose projects were selected at the communal level had the opportunity to compete at the provincial level. According to Desire Manirakiza, director of PIAT, the participation of young women remains low compared to that of young men, reflecting a persistent imbalance. The program therefore intends to continue offering more opportunities to girls in order to cross this gap. Although the overall figures are relatively satisfactory, one issue remains concerning. Indeed, in terms of registration, gender equality has not yet been achieved. Once again, this year, women are significantly underrepresented. Out of a total of 1,616 registered candidates, only 434 are female. That's why we are mobilizing all available resources to correct this imbalance. In fact, with this in mind, we regularly organize a competition specifically dedicated to women with the goal of restoring a degree of equity. Provincial level prizes, well, the first place 16.5 million Burundian francs, second place 15.5 million Burundian francs, third place 14.5 million Burundian francs, fourth place 13.5 million Burundian francs, fifth place 12.5 million Burundian francs. Communal level prizes: the first place 12 million Burundian francs, second place 11.5 million Burundian francs, third place 10.5 million Burundian francs. In total, 151 projects have been supported across all provinces, with the PIAT reaffirming its ambition to leave no young person behind in the development process.
Thank you, dear viewer, for your attention. This is the end of our English news edition. Keep watching our program. Jackson Lakoze. I must be going.